And random people. Yeah. Okay, let's see if the bartender... Oh! Thanks. Drinks are cash only, what will you have? I don't actually need anything. Also, water costs $4? That's ridiculously expensive water. Unless the dollar has some... Oh, apparently that's the men's bathroom. We have no reason of going here at all. Okay. I imagine then there's the other side, which is going to be women. Yep, like I thought. Hey, if you're looking to score some stims, talk to my brother. He's hanging out around the corner from the club. Thanks, maybe I'll pay him a visit. There we go. Okay, let's... The exit was that way, so let's go there. And apparently there are stims nearby. Maybe I could use like another cloak, if there is one. Yeah, just random people. I think the idea of this map was that this is like a nightclub or a club that is built into one of the old anti-air defense towers. I think there is like... I think I read something that this place actually exists, that there is actually a nightclub built into one of these anti-air defense towers that are still standing. Okay, let's find this corner. Might actually be that guy there, but let's look around, see if there is anything for us to pick up. Maybe secrets. If nothing else, then some geocache tokens, probably. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of stuff here, though. Okay. Yep, this was basically just a whole bunch of nothing, but at least we made sure that there was nothing. So this is probably the Steam dealer, yes. Beat it, kid, I'm working here. Your sister said you'd sell me some stims. Sorry, I didn't figure you for a Steam head. What are you looking for? God damn it, I cannot buy cloaks. I guess I'm going to go for... just silence. There you are, if you need anything else, you know where to find me. Thanks. So that means I have one silence stim. Okay, this is our driver. Guten Abend. Here is our destination. Okay. This is where it ends, Miss Cleary. Indeed. Beatrix Chung, the leader of Neon, is holed up in this residence. Break in and tell her we won't be stopped. Any idea what sort of security I'm facing? The informant said something about a panic room. If Miss Chung has retreated to her panic room, you'll need to activate its failsafe mode and to enter. There should be a key card on the premises that opens the panic room in the event of a power failure. Find that key card, cut the power to the panic room, and get in. You'll also want to disable any wireless transceivers on site to prevent Miss Chung from sending an emergency signal. Find key card, cut power, cut signal. Got it. When you have dealt with Miss Chung, we will finally be able to meet. Good luck, Miss Cleary. Yep. So this is basically where it all ends. Like Tannhäuser already said. So this is basically a fairly well protected residence, and we need to figure out how to get in, and we also need to disable the transceivers, both the backup and the primary, and find the key card, use the circuit breaker box to cut the power, and finally confront her. Naturally, all of these guys are Neon agents. I think these guys are like slightly... I imagine they probably go down the same as the non-Neon agents, but I feel like maybe they have a more powerful weapon or something. Because you can take those guys out, And I don't think there is any more difficulty in doing that than doing it to any other guard or person. Or maybe they have like a stronger weapon. Because they look different, and it looks like they're armored. But it could also be just completely visual. Okay. So, we're looking for key cards, circuit breakers. I think that's the circuit breaker right there. Can I not get up here? I cannot. It seems that that is somehow blocking. Like I cannot climb onto the very side of this. So that means that there is no breaking into to disable the circuit breaker unless I do a jump. Okay. It seems that the locals are a little bit confused. Well, that's at least the circuit breaker done, so that's one of my objectives. So now I need to find and disable both the transceivers and get the key card. And I think that the circuit breaker probably turned off some lights, maybe, possibly. Okay. This level isn't actually as difficult as it possibly could be. It's not really all that easy. There is definitely some security here, but the ending to this game isn't like the biggest challenge you've faced, basically. Okay, let's see. Bathroom. I'm basically just making sure that we're not using up any electricity in this house. So I'm turning off all the lights in rooms that are not being used, and also in the rooms that are being used. Because we need to save the environment. And cutting down on electricity use is the best way to go about doing that. That thing right there is actually the backup receiver. So let's just get this thing. There we go. And now we need to find the primary transceiver and disable that too. Apparently there is another bathroom here. I'll just save the game before I go through here because it's so bright. There is nothing here. Do I need to go to the kitchen? Oh, crap. Should have watched the should have watched the brightness level a little bit better. And now two people are actually suspicious, but I don't think they will be able to find me. There's so much empty space here. I'm just a toilet. You cannot see me. There is nothing here for you to see. Okay, guys, you can just stop now. And we need to go to the second level, I think. The second floor. And we will find at least a primary transceiver there. I don't really remember where the key card is, but we will probably stumble upon it eventually. Okay, the guys have stopped their silly dance of security. I am not here. There is something there. That's probably a note. So let's go and read that. Sam, hope you're well, dear. I'm sorry to bother you again, but have you seen the failsafe keycard to the panic room? I'm certain I had it when I showed you around the house last week, but now I cannot find it. Perhaps I dropped it in the gallery? Please let me know if you've seen it. Trixie. That's very convenient. I think this might actually be the way to the panic room. Yep, this is most definitely the way to the panic room. That's the panic room door. There is actually a back entrance slash exit to this place as well. I might actually be able to use this area as my entry point to the second level. I'm going to grab your key card, so you will lack one. I don't need it, but now you won't have it, so it's just good for me. Okay, that takes us to the I think this is like the gym. There was also the art gallery thing that I completely didn't look at yet, so let's look at that. And I don't mean the gallery that the note was talking about. There is also this thing right here. It's not really a gallery, I suppose, but it's, there is some art here. Some masks. You don't happen to have anything, any kind of access? No, you don't. There's some masks, basically. Yeah, I don't think this is really anything that I really need to look at, so let's go upstairs, and I feel that the way outside is safer than the stairway indoors. I mean, this stairway is not really being looked at by anyone. Okay, someone just left the room. I think this might now be safe. Apparently they have neon branded punching bags. Okay, that's the gallery. And I think this up here might be the balcony, which has the primary transceiver. So now that's completed. Now we just need to find the failsafe key and confront the evil boss of evilness. I'm surprised nobody heard that, but I'm glad nobody did. Okay, let's go and check out the art gallery then. Lots of guards, very important to, you know, thanks for your entrance key card. Very important to guard all of these pieces of art. Yeah, I mean, it's art. Anything is art, though, so saying something is art is like the most useless statement you can ever make. Like, yeah, it's art. Yeah, and... Ah, there we go. That is what we need. The panic room fail-safe key card. So now we just need to make our way to the panic room. And I feel like, once again, the safest way to do that is actually right through here. Okay, let's see if I can get through without getting spotted. I wasn't spotted, very good. Then I'm just going to make my way down the stairs. And we're just going to do our weird slidey move through here, and this should get us to the panic room. Nice panic room you've got here. It's very, very fancy. Beatrix, we need to talk. You must be chilly and cleary. I expected you would pay me a visit eventually. Do make yourself comfortable. It was very clever of you to break in like this, but you might have just knocked. I don't think I could have. I mean, if I did, I probably would have been arrested on the spot. In any case, you have my attention now. What shall we discuss? Yeah, I think you need to... First of all, I'm innocent, so there's no reason for you to follow me. Neon has never had any interest in you, Jillian. It is your government which has been pursuing you. I have recently been made aware that Director Furtwängler falsified the charges against you to keep Neon's tracking program secret. While I applaud his loyalty to the cause, his actions were in error. Well, no shit. We also know that Furtwängler was taking bribes from the controlled stims industry to crack down on illegal stims manufacturers. Between these and the other offenses, I expect the agency will have him removed from the office shortly. So where does that leave me? I will negotiate with your government to see that the charges against you are dropped. Your name will be cleared and you may return to your life. I only ask that you continue to maintain your silence about Neon. I can't make that promise. And your freedom is not contingent upon it, but please hear me out. I know that Peter Tannhäuser has been assisting you, and I know Peter well enough to assume that he will want something in return. He will implore you to speak publicly about Neon and the tracking program. I urge you to consider instead the lives which may be saved by your confidence in this matter. Yeah, there is nothing, like, this kind of surveillance, it's just unethical, just end it. I suppose you're referring to the tracking program that your agency tested on Mr. Greyside. We have no intention of seizing that program. The intelligence we gather by implanting persons of interest with tracking devices is simply too valuable, and this is why I need to make it all public. It's a gross invasion of privacy. The public needs to know. Informing the public would jeopardize hundreds of current operations around the globe. It would set our plans back by years and waste billions of dollars. Yeah, maybe don't invest that money into something like this then, if you don't want it wasted. I will not stop you if you decide to speak out, but I would encourage you to consider the value of keeping this secret. Your whole organization is about not keeping secrets. It's about discovering secrets. So I think the public deserves to discover the biggest secret, that is this program. This secret destroyed my life. It almost got me killed. And for that I am truly sorry. Director Furtwängler handled your situation poorly. I will make sure that his tenure as director of your agency is terminated briefly. If you wish to return to your job at the agency, his office would be yours within the year. All we would ask in return is for your silence and support of the tracking program. So basically just trying to bribe me at this point. I don't know. You do not need to answer right away. Go to Tanco in the morning and speak with Peter. When you have heard both sides of the story, make your decision. And yeah, just quit harassing this guy. Oh, but where's the fun in that? Our business is keeping secrets. Peter has made it his life's work to sell everyone's secrets but his own. He's a thorn on the side of every government and every corporation. It is only fair if we use his own sordid past against him. Is it fair, though? Is it? People like Peter keep governments and corporations in check. Exactly. Perhaps. But Peter's method is a shotgun, where a scalpel would suffice. You can blow the whistle on corporations and still keep secrets. You can blow the whistle on corruption of corporations. I cannot read. For example, I trust that your testimony against Director Furtwängler would be rather informative, and you would not need to make any mention of Neon. Let me think about it. Of course. Go speak with the... Yeah. Find where your loyalty lies, then make your choice. That's all I'm going now. Exactly. Of course, you are free to leave when you wish. And remember, there's always value in secrets. But I think the public deserves to keep their secrets as well. You could work with me and use secrets to save lives, or you could let Peter profit by selling secrets to the public. This is your choice, and I trust you will consider it wisely. Enjoy your freedom, Jillian. I feel like this is just a very, very elaborate ruse. But no, this is actually... The game is doing a fairly smart thing here. It's actually presenting the two opinions of these kinds of surveillance programs. Like, yes, you can possibly save lives by, collecting that data, tracking and surveying various people. But is it also not like... does the public not deserve to know that they're being, constantly monitored? Also, it seems that the sun is coming up. So we're at Tanco now. There's apparently a person here too. This might actually be one of the strangers. Have you made the right choices in your life? Have you made a difference? I am going to make a massive difference right now. And I'm also scaring the birds. Hello there, person. Oh, hello, you must be Gillian Cleary. I'm just finishing up a story about you. Do you have time to answer some questions? Sure. Maybe later I need to speak with Mr. Tannhäuser. Oh, of course, he's probably up in the control room getting ready for this morning's broadcast. Where is everyone? I thought this place would be busier. Our profit margin is pretty slim. Peter had to let a couple of other guys go last month. It seems like these guys are actually not profiting so much with, by selling secrets. So I cannot really feel negatively about guys that are barely, making the profits. Well, actually, it could tie into the speed stim habit of Tannhäuser or something. I don't know. But apparently these guys are not making a whole lot of profit. So one journalist apparently in this lobby area here. Good morning, how can I help you? I'm Gillian Cleary, I'm here to see Mr. Tannhäuser. Of course, Mr. Cleary. Miss Cleary, not Mr. Cleary. God damn it. Of course, Miss Cleary. He's upstairs in the control room. That pretty much heard that already. And I cannot open your doors. What a shame. Now I won't know what kinds of secrets are hidden behind that door. So apparently this is where they do the broadcasts. Can I help you, miss? I'm looking for Mr. Tannhäuser. Oh, he's upstairs in the control room. Is this the only studio? I imagine this place would be bigger. This is it. Peter likes to talk a big game, but we run a lean operation here. Okay. I guess this is pretty much all you need. You have a blue screen here, so you can overlay stuff on that. Well, not really overlay. You can you can chroma key stuff there. Overlay would mean just projecting stuff over it. Okay, so this is the main office, I guess, or the control room. Miss Cleary, at last we meet in person. Thank you for your hospitality, Peter. Of course, it is the very least I could do for one such as yourself. And how was your meeting with Miss Chong? Can I trust that Neon will not be bothering me anymore? Beatrix assured me of my own freedom, but couldn't convince her to leave Tanko alone. But I couldn't convince her to leave Tanko alone. I see. Even in light of your circumstances, Neon cannot perceive the danger in keeping secrets. And I suppose Miss Chung tried to convince you to remain quiet about what you have learned. Yes, she believes the world will be a safer place as long as Neon can continue to operate in secret. Disappointing, but I am glad for your safety. In any case, it seems you will not be not be needing sanctuary here after all. Although perhaps we may still work together in some capacity. Where do your loyalties lie? What do you hold dear? We will present our morning broadcast shortly, so Miss Cleary, what shall we tell the world today? Let's tell them everything. There are a couple of different endings, and I think this is like the biggest change. I think like this might actually be the only difference that actually ultimately affects the ending, but tell them everything. Neon, the tracking program, the cover-up, all of it. Fantastic. Thank you for this opportunity, Miss Cleary. This will be our biggest story ever. And of course, the value to the public is incalculable. We shall open their eyes to the truth and shake their faith in the establishment. I believe this is only the first step to transforming the face of reporting. Would you join me at Tanko and continue to shine a light on the secrets of the world? Ah yes, this also affects the ending. What should we do? Should we participate further? Should we go like all in? Or should we go like, should we just leave it here? We've revealed Neon, and maybe that's enough. But no, let's go all in. I mean, the agency is not going to want me back, so might as well get employment here. Together we will build Tanko into the prominent face of independent journalism. It's going to be a beautiful day. Let's seize it together. Yep, that's basically Neon STRUCT, Die Augen der Welt. And this is actually a game that I've quite enjoyed. It's not necessarily the greatest game ever, but I feel like it has some important messages, and it is overall a nice experience. Played it a couple of times, and I've enjoyed it. And apparently we're getting thanked for playing. That's nice. Thank you for making the game. Yeah, this is a game that I quite liked, and now we get to see what actually happened. So Washington DC 15 years later. So this is basically going to give us info about what happened to all of the characters after the whole incident. So basically we can go to all of these characters and read what happened to them. Gillian Cleary. Following the public revelation of Neon and the invasive surveillance program, Gillian Cleary was hailed as a hero of the people. The agency quietly dropped all charges against Cleary, disavowed any knowledge of Neon, and ceased its participation in the tracking program. Cleary accepted a job as a surveillance consultant and news anchor at Tanko. Her show was an immediate success, and she was made a partner in the company in 2018. She now resides in New York and has recently published her memoir, which has been translated into 25 languages and is an international bestseller. And then director Ferdwengler. Director Furtwängler. Director Furtwängler was fired from the agency for his involvement in the invasive surveillance program. Furtwängler died in 2017. His autopsy revealed a lethal combination of stims and alcohol. Yep. Kinda ironic considering he was going after all the stims. Well, he was accepting bribes, so there's that too. Alyssa Lawrence. Alyssa Lawrence was released after 48 hours of questioning. She refused to give up any of the names in her underground network. Until her death in 2028, Lawrence continued to assist individuals who needed to live and move in secret. And then Vinod. Vinod Chibber. Unknown to the public, Vinod Chibber remained in indefinite detention for 18 months after the events of October 2015. Gillian Cleary loudly denounced Chibber's unlawful incarceration, and he was finally released and pardoned in 2017. Chibber has subsequently devoted his life to helping individuals illegally detained by the US government. And then Peter Tannhäuser. With Gillian Cleary's blessing, Peter Tannhäuser published the full details of Neon, Beatrix Chung, the invasive surveillance program. The agency publicly disavowed any knowledge of Neon, but quietly ceased its participation in the tracking program. Public interest in the matter, coupled with Cleary's insider knowledge, helped grow Tanco into the undisputed leader of independent journalism. Tannhäuser currently resides in New York and is listed among the wealthiest 100 individuals in the world. So I guess he did eventually make his profits. Beatrix Chung. Following the public revelation of Neon, Beatrix Chung was relieved of her job at the British Embassy. The agency publicly disavowed any knowledge of Neon and quietly ceased all communication with Chung. Despite the setback, Chung still believes in Neon's mission and has attempted to rebuild it over the past 15 years. Neon's current status remains a secret, and there is no evidence that its programs have improved global security. So even if we had stayed silent, maybe there would have been no effect whatsoever. Amanveer Singh. Amanveer Singh was arrested on suspicion of illegal entry into the Neon data center, but there was insufficient evidence against him. He currently resides in London and works as an independent software security contractor. And then Unit. Unit recovered from her injuries and successfully sued the agency for $20 million. She departed Alyssa Lawrence's underground network on friendly terms and now works to shelter marginalized victims of abuse. I cannot read. Mr. Grayside. Mr. Grayside was tried for illegal manufacture of stims, but acquitted on account of the questionable discovery of the evidence against him. He currently resides on a private island in the Bahamas. And then Philip and Grace Bouchard. Philip and Grace Bouchard attempted to capitalize on the Gillian Cleary story by inventing a narrative in which they bravely tried to shelter her. Cleary has never publicly refuted the Bouchard's account, but she has not spoken to them since that night. So they were douchebags to the end. And then we have the stranger. I'm going home now. And so are we. And so are we. So that's Neon Struct, the Augen der Welt. Hopefully you have enjoyed this Let's Play. I quite enjoyed making it. And I will see you in future videos. And thanks for watching. And see you guys later.